There are four key dimensions that characterize the type of observation. First, controlled observation. It is happen when observation takes place according to prearranged plans. The conditions are contrived by the observer with the experimental procedure and under the systematic circumstance instead of casual and incidental ones. The observation usually happen in laboratoriums and are in high control because this observation used for laboratorium purpose. For the example is the demand and Kleitman study in an example. And the last one is the weakness of the method is that it concludes in low ecological validity compared to the naturalistic observation. The second one is uncontrolled observation. It is an observational technique that makes no attempt to control, manipulate, or influence the situations. Events are running their natural course and the researchers observe these events without interfering the real-life setting. A disadvantage is the observation can be observed their natural work or the environment. Participant versus non-participant observation. Participant observation is the process of entering a group of people with a shared identity to gain an understanding of their community. This is achieved by gaining knowledge and a deeper understanding of the actors, interactions, scenes, and events that take place at the research site. Participant observation also help us to see and understand what people are doing, which we can compare to what people are saying. It helps us to see if people are doing something different from what they say they do. Usually, multiple perspectives are present in this type of observation. The type of this observation is qualitative, and the other one is non-participant observation. The non-participant observation is happen when the researcher is never directly involved in the actions of the actors, but observe them from the outside the actor visual horizon, for instance via one-way mirror or a camera. Non-part the researcher goal will study how the researcher will study with non-participant observation is to find how people communicate often and to examine the details of people communication and behave together. Non-participant observation provides limited insight into the meaning of the social context being studied and is often combined with participant observation. Jadi, kesimpulannya antara participant observation dan non-participant observation itu bisa digabung. Metode ini bisa digabung untuk menghasilkan hasil yang lebih clear lagi. Structure versus unstructured observational studies. Structured observation typically produce quantitative data, information about the frequency of different sorts of events, or the proportion of time spent on different types of activity. This form of observation typically involves different threats to validity. In general, the researcher specifies in detail what is to be observed and how the measurements are to be recorded. Example, auditor performing inventory analysis in a store. Second one is unstructured observation. Unstructured observation may eventually lead to a set of tentative hypotheses. that are tested in subsequent research that is deductive in nature. Hence, inductive discovery via observation can pave the way for subsequent theory building and hypothesis testing. In general, the observer monitors all the aspects of the phenomenon that seem relevant to the problem at hand. For the example is observing children playing with new toys. Concealed versus unconcealed observation. Concealed itu artinya adalah tersembunyi, berarti data yang tersembunyi. Concealed observation is a research method where the observer remains hidden from the subjects of the study. This is a common means of study. In wildlife observation, where a non-human presence would have a major effects on the subjects. A primary advantage of concealed observation is that research subjects aren't influenced by the awareness that they are being observed. Indeed, reactivity or the extent to which the observer may be affects the situation under observation and could be a major threat to the validity of the results of observational studies. Second is non-concealed observation. Non-concealed observation is a study method in which the observer is not concealed from the test subject. This is not a common method of observation in research because normally the non-presence of an observer will affect the behavior of the subject, which is known as the observer effect.
Two important approaches to observation. Two important distinct approaches to observation observation sense and structure observation the remaining mandatory aspect of the observation. This observation aspect of observation will participate in the research of participant and record to summarize